If some is good, then more is better. It's a 2-for-1 special today, traders. Let's go. And the indicator is called Directional Movement using Hann. This is a play off of the very common DMI, Directional Movement Index, and it is a John Ehlers indicator. Again, we just can't quit them. But there are two ways this indicator is used, and we are profiling them both today because we think both could have some type of useful utility for you. Before we do that, understand, welcome first to the #1 indicator channel in all of YouTube. It was always that way before. It's never going to change. But we do things a certain way, and I don't want you to get confused in the way we do things. You got to go here first, nononsenseforex.com. Read the first page, watch the first video, get yourself caught up. We do not entertain beginner questions here. What is indicator? Go here first. But for those of you who've already done that, let's go ahead and go over the specs for the DMH indicator. The year is going to be 2021 here. The type is a confirmation indicator. Subtype, I'm going to put a star by this. It's going to be a color change, which everybody seems to like because these are the most easy to read. But again, there are two ways we're going to approach this. The first one is a color change. The second one is a zero cross. Now, as far as exits go, I haven't really paid much attention to this. The zero cross version, probably not. The color change may have something to it. I just haven't gotten there yet. So I cannot give my recommendation either way. But as I always say, you should be testing them no matter what I say. But let's go ahead and take a look at the first version of it. It is going to look like this. So when the orange changes color to the blue, that is your signal to go long. And then when the blue turns back into orange, that is your signal to go short. Pretty darn easy. I mean, there's not even really much more to say here. So let's go ahead and look at the other version now. Now what happened is, you can see this on the blog. There is a version of this where the color actually changes as it crosses a zero line. You just can't see the zero line, so we went ahead and added it in. Now you can see it's not quite perfect, but it is pretty close. So we're like, let's just make this a zero cross indicator and see what happens. And the results are quite interesting in a way you probably are not expecting. So since we have two of them to do today, let's go ahead and jump right into it. But you first must know, the results I'm about to show you at the end of the day don't mean a hill of beans. We have very strict minimums these indicators must hit in order to make the show, but apart from that, it only matters how they perform in your system. So the very next thing you need to do after you consume all the material on this indicator that you can is to go test this for yourself. And if you ever wonder why I put this down here too, this is mostly for new people. We have often got accused of curve fitting on this channel. Curve fitting can be used for nefarious purposes if you're trying to predict the future in a very unscrupulous way, but we don't do it that way here. We absolutely curve fit. But I ask you, would you rather have an indicator that did well in the past or an indicator that did poorly in the past? I would say you should probably start off with the indicator that has shown it performs well, and then you forward test it because those numbers are going to be lower than your back testing. So just a friendly reminder, I haven't done that in a while, but you will hear that word thrown around sometimes. Moving on, just so you know, if you don't know how to test these, we got you hooked up down below in the description. We have a link to my automation blog with an embedded video showing you how to test this yourself. We always have the blog that shows you all the math, the tweak settings, the history. This is really an interesting indicator in terms of how it has been improved over its original version, which is the Directional Movement Index. If you have any intrigue or curiosity at all, you're going to want to go see that. You can also go check out Dan's video too. What he does is takes the same indicator and runs it through a 1-minute chart, so you can see that it doesn't repaint, and he'll always add a couple other pieces of information that I may not. So that link's going to be down there as well. Now, we do take user submissions. We don't do them too often, but you can't win if you don't play, and there's a special email address for that. And then let's not forget the #1 place in all of the World Wide Web. It is the indicator library where you can download the DMH and every other indicator we have profiled here on the Indicator Profile Series. Let's go ahead and see how version 1, the color change version, has performed. Now, on the EURUSD, this is going to be below the average. Our average is a little over 5%, last I checked. And you're not going to get a whole lot of signals on the tweaks that we did. We always shoot for the best ROI we can find. Things like a nice high win-loss ratio and a healthy amount of signals are secondary, so just know that going in. Now, if we move over to gold, we start hitting the average a bit more now. Again, low signals on this one. This is going to be a theme all the way throughout. You have to be okay with that. Now, you can do your own testing and tweak these things to give you more signals. We have just found that we get the highest ROI when we do it this way. Over to the S&P. A little bit below average, I would say, from what's going on now, but only 2 signals. But hey, they both hit, so that's something, right? I probably wouldn't recommend this for you indices traders based on these numbers, but there they are. And then coming back to Bitcoin, we're more into average territory now, but still a low amount of signals. And just remember, when you add other pieces to your algorithm, this number is going to go down. It's just a slow indicator. When you smooth out other indicators and improve them, this is often what you're going to end up with. So you can use this maybe as a secondary confirmation indicator, or just people who have a more laid-back, hands-off style of trading and don't want to deal with 40 different signals on one pair every year. There is an absolute time and a place for these things. Now, let's move on to the zero cross variety. And you're going to get less signals here, but I want you to see if you notice anything in particular. I'm just going to kind of quick cycle through all 4 pairs. EURUSD, gold, S&P, and Bitcoin. Did you notice anything? They all have a 100% hit rate. They don't miss. Or at least in the last 3 years, they haven't. All across the board. I figure maybe you can do something with that. We've gotten really good feedback on some of the indicators we've shown lately that had a bit below average ROI from what we normally show. Still made the grade, but have a below average ROI, but had a super high win-loss ratio. We've gotten good feedback from people who are saying, hey, I've been able to do some pretty cool things with this. Thank you for bringing them my way. So the numerical proof is there. The social proof is there. I think things like this are super cool. I even had to ask Dan, I'm like, did you really come up with 100% across the board? We've never come close to that cumulatively. And he said, yeah, here's the results right here. So there you go. 2 very interesting options for you this week. And by the way, we do this all the time. Subscribe, hit the bell. We have the Trading Psychology podcast. We have the 10-Minute Contrarian Investing podcast. We have the Indicator Profile series. Guys, there's only one place to be, and it's right here. Subscribe, hit the bell, put in the work, and go get it.